you a little bit about switches, self switches actually, and teach you how to make a quest. So over here, I'm going to make a new event, and I'm going to give them a graphic so you can see them. Just, I don't know, there. Now, for the event command, you just double click next to this little @ sign. That was kind of loud. And then click, it's like show text, for example, is probably a good idea to start with. And you can here change their face graphic. And I use this girl, so just change it to that so you can see her face when she's talking to you, so you're not so confused about who's talking and who's saying what. And then you just change to anything, but here's an example. Obviously, I would never use that in a game, but that's an example. Now, what that's going to do is basically just print that on the screen so you can see it. Now, after she says that, I'm going to do a control self switch and leave it on A and push OK. Now, what that does is this self switch will control this event and only this event. Nothing else is affected by the self switch. So now I'm going to copy the event page and paste it just because I'm too lazy to pick her graphic and things like that again. And on this page, you go down here, see I'm switching back and forth, but you can't tell the difference. You can hit self switch, make sure you're on page 2, and A is on. What this does is it makes it so when this event self switch is turned on, this page shows up. These are your conditions. So the condition is that this self switch is turned on. So as long as you did the first page and you talk to her, and then it obviously goes from the top to the bottom when the event commands are activated. So you'll talk to her, and then the switch will turn on. And then when you talk to her again, the second page will be active. So just like any good game, she's going to say, alright, now see these little carrots here, these little arrows? If you have a face graphic, stay on the left side of this arrow or it'll cut your text off. If you don't have a face graphic, stay on the left side of this arrow. Now, you would think that VX would have just cut this little window shorter so you didn't have to worry about that, but they couldn't make that easy. So anyway, now another thing, say you want to add a whole bunch of text and you're sick of going back in and redoing it over and over again to make her say longer things. You can click batch entry down here, push enter a few times, and you can pretty much write as much as you want, and she will just keep talking forever until you get to the end of the text. So anyway, so basically what this does is until the sword is found, she will keep telling you haven't found my sword yet. Make sure you take out the control self switch here just so nothing gets confusing. So this is all this page does, is basically tells you you're not done with the quest yet, you still need to do it. Now you're going to make a new page, I'm just going to paste it again because, again, I'm lazy. And give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm super popular, apparently. Anyway, great, now I don't remember where we were. Let's see. Okay, so what we did is we made 3 pages here. The first one is just to activate the quest. The second one is when the quest isn't finished, and the third one is going to be when the quest is finished. So what we're going to do is click item here. And this is just really simple things. So, oh, I take that back. Well, yeah, item won't work. And I'm just going to choose something random. Like, I'll just change the potion item. Rather, I'll change the high potion item since we've already messed with the potion. Now, what this is saying is, according to the conditions, if the high potion exists in the item's inventory, then this list of events will happen when you speak to them. I'm also going to turn on self switch A. So that way, like, it catches both events. It's just simpler to me. And then you can change this to B. I'll tell you why in a second. And change your text to okay. And now what you want to do is there's a couple things you can do. You can, obviously there's a lot of creativity involved in making quests, so what you could do is make her say, well, since you found my sword, you can have it. Obviously, because that's something that you'd see in the beginning of the game. But what you want to do is, because right now we're going to make the sword into an item, so you can equip it and use it, so you can't just steal it from her, is you're going to do change items, go to high potion, we'll change it in a second, I promise, and just do decrease constant 1. That'll take the potion away. Or that'll take your sword away. So now you're stuck swordless. And now what you can do is do, say, change experience, and give the player 10 experience for doing the quest. Entire party is pretty simple, I just usually use that. Next, what you can do is, say, add a text box here, say, also, good punctuation is kind of a big plus when you're making games, because it drives me nuts when I'm playing a game and I can't even understand what the character is saying to me, because the person who made the game has no idea how to spell or type or use punctuation or anything. So that's something you want to pay attention to when you're making the game. So there you go. Now what she says, oh, you found my sword. I'll tell you what, you can keep it. I don't need it anyway. So you can change the items, take away the high potion, change the experience. You can even do gold, change gold, give them, I'll just do 1 gold for completing the quest. And now you do change weapons.